जय श्री राधा रमन लाल की जय। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय। श्री षट गोस्वामी वृंद की जय। पंचतत्व की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। यमुना पटरानी की जय। रजरानी की जय। सब संतन की जय। वैष्णवन की जय। भक्तन की जय। जय जय श्री राधे श्याम। As what we do always before the class starts, we will be reciting the verse, and keep all your Zoom on mute only, and just repeat it after me. The very verse which we will be going to discuss today. चेतो दर्पण मार्जनम भव महा दावाग्नि निर्वापणम श्रेय कैरव चंद्रिका वितरणम विद्या वधु जीवनम आनंद अंबुधि वर्धनम प्रतिपदम पूर्णामृत आस्वादनम सर्वात्मस्न पनम परम विजयते श्री कृष्ण संकीर्तनम. Sankirtan of the names of Shri Krishna, it cleanses the mirror of our heart, extinguishes the great forest fire of worldly existence, bestows that benefic moonlight which bring to bloom the white lotus of salvation, is the very life of the bride of entire enlightenment, expands the ocean of divine bliss, gives complete relish of nectar with each syllable, bathes every fiber of our being, and always reigns supreme over all other modes of salvation or liberation. So Sri Krishna Sankirtan is supremely victorious. So this is the meaning of the actual verse. It talks about the eight different uh, qualities of what does actually Sankirtana do. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has bestowed this causeless mercy upon us, where he has given us the easiest method to understand what Sankirtan is. Before him, the Sankirtan was not as prominent practice as it became after him, and by his causeless mercy. Before him, the usually there is a I remember I was reading someone's some of the acharyas scriptures or the commentaries, and in there is been mentioned that there are three types of sankirtan. The very first type of a sankirtan is Shri Vyasa Sankirtan. Vyasa Sankirtan means a sankirtan uh, where you sit down on a Vyasasana and delivers the Krishna Katha. The second type of a Sankirtan has been mentioned, by some of the acharyas, is known as Narada Sankirtan. And Narada Sankirtan means that you sit down with all the musical instruments and do the Sankirtan. And the third type of a Sankirtan, which Mahaprabhu have propagated everywhere and to everyone, is known as Hanuman Sankirtan. And Hanuman Sankirtan, why is it known as Hanuman Sankirtan? Because it just not letting you sit down and uh, do the singing. It actually encourages you to dance also, to jump also like a monkey. So Mahaprabhu have bestowed his causeless mercy by telling us that if someone is illiterate, if someone have, you know, uh, no knowledge about the scriptures, and if someone is incapable, physically challenged, uh, whoever you are, even like if you feel like, if you go to any Vaishnavas and if you try to talk with any Vaishnavas, what happens at the end is Vaishnava Aparadh. You either uh, you either will end up in a uh, debate with him, or you will not agree with his explanations, or you maybe will start to find some kind of a defects in other Vaishnav. But the best of the best practice, uh, where Vaishnava aparad is not involved in any way, and every sort of devotees from any background can come and sit together, is the only devotional practice, and that is known as Sankirtan, Shri Krishna Sankirtan. Whereas if you talk about Krishna Katha, everyone have their own different sort of mind and the interest also. Some may come up with the idea that, oh, I do not like this Acharya's Katha. Oh, I do not appreciate the way he speaks. Oh, I do not, there are thousands of different types of listeners will be there giving their own reviews on each and every other speakers. Uh, but when it comes to Sankirtan, uh, even though yes, there are people who would come up some kind of a reviews, oh, I do not like the Sankirtan on the Bollywood tune, or I do not like Sankirtan in a more funny way. But that's the only thing, that even it is being done on a Bollywood tune, or is being done unnaturally in whichsoever way, but it's still uh, Shri Krishna Sankirtan is the best of the best, which provides us the uh, unlimited mercy, which no one else can. Uh, so, in today's class, we will be going to discuss the next point of this verse is Anand Ambudhi Vardhanam. The meaning of this very line or stanza is that what does Sri Krishna Sankirtan do? Uh, it actually uh, expands the ocean of divine bliss in all the sadhaks. It expands the expand the ocean of divine bliss in every sadhak. So, first we have to understand that what is that divine bliss, or what is that bliss. Now, Taittiriya Upanishad, usually, in the Brahmananda Valli, there is a section in that Upanishad. It talks about the different types of ananda, different type of bliss. So we will first dive into it to understand the subject of like what that bliss is all about. Taittiriya Upanishad, it starts from Yuva Syat Sadhu Yuva Adhyayakah Asistho Dridistho Balistaha Tasyayam Prithvi Sarva Vittasya Purna Syat Sa Eko Manush Anandaha. It says, let there be a young man. Excellent and lovely in his youth, or handsome in his youth, a great student. Let him have a fair manners, all good manners, and a most firm heart, and great strength of body. And let all his wide earth be full of wealth for his enjoying. That is the measure of bliss of one human being. Hmm. Sa eko manush ananda. So it starts by saying that what is the ananda. Hmm. So it goes and says that everyone have their own understanding of ananda, uh, but scripture talks about that usually everyone have their understanding of sukha, uh, the happiness. But when so all the scriptures as well as acharyas, they come up and talk about the very same thing, which in the Taittiriya Upanishad has been mentioned, that if a person who is young. Young, why young? Because in the human body, when one is young, looks more handsome, more beautiful, have the all strength, uh, and on that very time, if he has the most firm heart, he has the knowledge of every sort of human being. One eko saeko manush ananda. That can be known as the only bliss. So युवा स्यात् साधु युवा अध्यायकः आशिष्टो दृढ़िष्ठो बलिष्ठः तस्येयं पृथ्वी सदा वित्तस्य पूर्ण. Hmm. Suppose a good youth, learned in the in the every sort of subjects, and he is very prompt with his actions. He has that strong heart and strongest in body, and all his suppose his uh, he has the wealth of each and every uh, thing of this earth, is known as uh, Ananda, one Ananda, Saiko Manushananda. Te ye shatam manusha ananda. Uh, what is 100 times the human bliss? सा एको मनुष्य गंधर्वाणाम आनंदः. That is one bliss of human Gandharvas. Gandharvas are the uh, demigods. What is demigod? The actual and right definition of demigod means a mixture of human and devatas, half human, half devata. Uh, So, as we all know that we live in the Bhuloka, Earth is known as the Bhuloka, but the right after Bhuloka or above us is known as Bhuvarloka. In that Bhuvarloka, all the Gandharvas live and Apsaras live. Uh, That's the planet for them, for the Gandharvas and Apsaras. So, as you know, what is the bliss of one human? Uh, Multiply that with 100. That becomes a one bliss of one Gandharva. Mm. So, Shrot, Shrotiyasya Chaka Mahatasya. It's been mentioned in the scripture, but that you can only attain by not having any desires. As in the beginning, I have said, uh, we all talk about the happiness, but we are here talking about the subject of bliss. And bliss is very different than all sort of happinesses. So the bliss which is being talked about here, the bliss which one attains, hmm, he can attain that spiritual bliss or divine bliss by not having any sort of desires. So ते ये शतं मनुष्य गंधर्वाणाम आनंदः सा एको देव गंधर्वाणाम आनंदः. Now it says that what is 100 times the bliss of you of those Gandharvas. Uh, it says that the one that is one bliss of Deva Gandharvas. Now, what is Deva Gandharvas? There are two types of Gandharvas. One kind of a Gandharva is the Gandharva who stays in that Bhuvarloka. Then there is a second type of a Gandharva. The Gandharva who gets a chance to travel from his abode to heaven, Swargaloka, is known as Deva Gandharva. Uh, so multiply the 100 places of Manushya Gandharva, uh, that is equal to one Deva Gandharva bliss. If any Deva Gandharva is there, and usually I tell everyone in the in the discourses that there are Gandharvas and Apsaras who are appointed in the Swarga to sing and to dance. So, in a very same way, there are some Gandharvas who are the singers, and at this very Chatur or at this very moment, there are two Gandharvas, Deva Gandharvas, who are appointed there as an official singer of Swarga. Uh, Their name are Haha and Hu Hu. Uh, What is their name? Haha and Hu Hu. There are plenty of their pastimes which you can find in the scriptures also. So these Haha and Hu Hu are the official singers who are singing in Swargalok. Hmm. So the kind of a bliss they attain is very different and very superior than those blisses which any Manushya Gandharva attains by being in the Bhuvara Loka. So now the next question comes. ते ये शतं देव गंधर्वाणामानंदः सा एकः पितॄणां चिरलोक लोकानाम आनंदः. What is 100 times the bliss of those Dev Gandharvas? That is one bliss of the Pitris or the forefathers who dwells in the long enduring world in the Pitraloka. So the Gandharvas, Deva Gandharvas who are singing in the Swarga, the the bliss which they are experiencing by being there, or those who have got the chance to do their duties in heaven, in the Swarga Loka, all those Gandharvas, the kind of a bliss they experience, uh, they if you multiply those 100, uh, that is equal to one bliss of our one of our forefathers who is residing in Pitraloka. Much more superior bliss. Now it goes more further and it says, Te ye shatam pitranam chirlok loka nam anandah sa ek ajan janam deva nam anandah. What is 100 times the bliss of the Pitris or the forefather who stays in the Pitraloka? That is one bliss of Devata, God born in the Ajan. as also now this is what we have to understand, because in this very Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahmananda Valli, this very mantra, it talks about a very beautiful thing. It actually differentiates different types of gods. Now, in this very mantra, it says, Ajan Jana Nam Deva Nam Anandaha. So, Ajan. Now, the very thing is that we have never heard that there is a Devata called Ajana. But here, like our Upanishads, our Shrutis are talking about, no, there is a one sort of Devata is known as Ajana. What is a Ajana Deva? Is those humans who have donated in their life the way the Vedas and the scriptures instruct uh, them to donate. So by donating in a very right way, either it is a Gau Dan, Swarna Dan, Rajat Dan, Koop Dan, any sort of dan. There is a one book called Dana Khandam. It's in Sanskrit. I do not know whether it's been translated now or not. It's a very beautiful book, which it's kind of an encyclopedia of all sorts of dan written in every sort of scriptures, Hindu scriptures. If you want to know that what kind of if you want to do a dana, donation of the water, uh, then what are the benefits? If you want to donate milk, uh, what are the benefits? If you want to donate, if you want to feed anyone, uh, if you want to donate any sort of land to people, then what kind of benefits you would attain by that? And it's also mentioned that what kind of a doni there should be. It's not like on every sort of dan, the adhikari means that it's been mentioned that who can actually receive that donation. Hmm. We cannot just like go out and donate to everyone. We should, and even like it is a very normal understanding. Like you will give money to a beggar, not to a wealthy person. So you know already that who you want to donate to. So now, those human beings who have donated uh, in their life according to the scriptures, they attain a one kind of uh, God's body, and that God is known as Ajana Devata. He has the bliss of 100, multiply the 100 forefathers' blisses. uh, that only one Ajana Devata hai. ते ये शतम आजाना जानाम देवान नाम आनंदः सा एकः कर्म देवानाम कर्म देवानाम आनंदः ये कर्मणा देवानपि यन्ति श्रोतिस्य चाकाम हस्तस्य. What is 100 times of a bliss of a god uh, born in the Ajan? Hmm. That is one bliss of the Karma Devata. There is another name been mentioned in the Taittiriya Upanishad, and it's known as uh, Karma Deva. There is another sort of god. Now, who attains that kind of a post of God is the one who uh, does the karma kanda, uh, as it is mentioned in the Vedas. By following the karma kanda in a right way, one after death becomes the karma devata, one another kind of a devata who stays in swarga, in heaven. Now he has 100 times more bliss than karma dev, ajana devata. So ajana devata have a one sort of bliss, but 100 times multiply that bliss 100 times, then that bliss is there in in karma deva. Uh, but afterward, ये ते शतम कर्म देवानाम देवानाम आनंदः सा एको देवानाम आनंदः. What is 100 time of bliss uh, of the gods or the devata, known as karma deva? Hmm. That is one bliss of devatas. Now these are known as the actual devatas: Varuna devata, Aruna devata, Pavana devata, Agni devata, all sort of different appointed gods who are there. They have a one, the bliss they enjoy is 100 times more than Karma Devata's bliss. They all are to. Now, yete shatam deva naam anandaha saha eka indrasya anandaha. What is 100 times of the bliss of the god? That is one bliss of Indra Devata, the head of Swarga or head of heaven. ते ये शतम इंद्रस्य आनंदः सा एको बृहस्पतेरानंदः. What is 100 times the bliss of Indra? That is one bliss of Jupiter, Brahspati, Guru. ये ते शतम बृहस्पतेरानंदा सा एकः प्रजापतेरानंदः. What is 100 times the bliss of Brahspati? That is one bliss of the Prajapati. Prajapati means the creator of the world, Brahma. ये ते शतम प्रजापतेरानंदः सा एको ब्रह्मण आनंद. What is 100 times the bliss of Prajapati? That is one bliss of Brahman, where you go and merge yourself. Brahma Ananda. Sayojya Mukti. That your soul merges with Brahma, with formless. That is what in the Taittiriya Upanishad is being spoken. But Shri Rupa Goswami says, ब्रह्मानंदो भवेदेशः चेत परार्थ गुणीकृतः नैति भक्ति सुखाम्बोधे परमाणु तुलामपि. If the bliss of Brahman, the bliss one can get it by achieving the state of samadhi. Now, if one stays in that bliss for 155 trillion years. For how many years? If one stays in the Brahmananda for 155 trillion years, is the half day of Brahma. Now, if one stays to that extent for 155 trillion years, it would not equal even an atom in the ocean of the joy of bhakti. after staying for 155 trillion years. This is a beauty, huh? Our Rup Goswami says that it it would not equal even an atom in the ocean of the joy of bhakti, of bliss of bhakti, hmm? Ananda of bhakti. Our Krishnadas Kaviraj in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says, Krishnadas Abhimane Je Anand Sindhu Koti Brahma Sukh Nahi Tar Ek Bindu. Uh, you know, even there are uh, for trillions of years, you've been enjoying the Brahmananda in your life. Uh, it cannot be compared with the 1 second of being a Krishna's devotee. That's the so now do you understand what the bliss is? So if you understand what the bliss is, now the very thing is uh, we have to understand uh, that we can attain that bliss by Nama Sankirtan, by doing the Kirtan on Krishna Nam. Some of our acharyas have, you know, uh, have spoken and they have said, uh, you know, just the just as the ocean on the ocean surface develops the varieties of waves when the moon rises, similarly when a sadhak or an aspirant start to do nama sankirtan, a different uh, sacred love waves uh, or the bliss ananda waves, uh, they start to appear on his heart. Ananda Ambudhi Vardhanam. Now, uh, this is, I mean, I remember, I can't remember the very, the verses, uh, the verses of Shri Radha Raman Astakam written by Shri Gopinath Das Goswami and Damodar Das Goswami. I don't know if I have the scripture here with me. Uh, I don't think so. So in the in those uh, both of their astakams, the 8 verses, the prayers, they start. Uh, they start with the beautiful meaning, or the explanation is being given that when you see Radharaman, what does it do? So it says that Radharaman face is like a moon, uh, and all the different waves start to come, uh, and your ocean or your heart actually start to swell up. Uh, Try to catch Radharaman. So in a very same thing in a very same way, the same thing happens to all aspirants who dive into the ocean of Sankirtan. Their heart start to swell up. There's a two things happens. Acharyas have spoken about it. There's a two things what happens. Ananda Ambodhi Vardhanam. Your heart start to swells up. And secondly, you start to dive into that. The waves are coming more stronger, different types of waves are coming. Uh, has been mentioned by by Krishnadas Kaviraj, Prema Korme Bhadi Hoya Sneha Man Pranay Rag Anurag Bhav Mahabhav Hoya, that the prem or the sacred love increases uh, uh, and transforms into snehe, man, pranay, rag, anurag, bhav, mahabhav. That only happens because you are practicing the bhakti yoga and sankirtan in a very correct way. Hmm. If you are doing any kind of a nonsense, then you're not going to attain the very last stage of bhakti yoga. So it rises, you know, uh, the ocean rises by the Nama Sankirtan, and the ocean means, your heart actually starts to attain all different types of bhava in you. And uh, it makes you relish the different, uh, stages uh, of Krishna Bhakti. So, Anand Ambudhi Vardhanam. This is the quality of a Nama Sankirtan. You don't need to do anything for that. Yes, if you want to make it better, uh, I would suggest then learn some sort of singing, some sort of rag. Rag means melodies. By learning these melodies, by learning uh, the basic holy names, uh, you can attain anything and everything. When if you will start just uh, you know uh, performing the sankirtan, and Sridhar Swami, who is Advaitavadi, like who believes on the Brahman, on the formless, uh, and but he has written one verse, and that verse has been quoted by Shri Rup Goswami in Padyavali. Hmm. And it says, Sada sarvaste nanu vimalam adyam tav padam tathapam yekam stokam nahi bhavataro patram bhinat chadam jivaha grastham tavatu bhagwan nam nikhilam samul sansaram kashati katarat se vimanyo. Now, you know, the one who believes on formless, he is talking about the beauty of Krishna Nam. Uh, he's saying that as we all know the formless God, so the Brahman has no qualities. The Brahman, the formless in Sanatan Dharma, has no qualities. So even though eternally all perceives, he is there in each and every atom, uh, everywhere. Uh, he, right? He is someone who is who is residing on each and every atom of this world, right? This is one of his qualities. Even though he is quality less, but still he is there in each and every atom. Now Sridhar Swami Pad says, still he has failed to shed even a tiny leaf of the tree of worldly existence. Tathap ekam stokam nahi bhavataro patram bhinat. But if your divine name, Krishna, if your divine name is placed on one's tongue for even a moment, then the entire tree of this material world is uprooted and destroyed. So, which of the two, the Nirguna Brahma, means the formless Brahma, or your name is worthy to worship? What is worthy to worship? What is worthy to chant? What is worthy to do the Sankirtan of? Sri Rupa Goswami, he writes one beautiful prayer, is known as Anand Stotram, a hymn of, it's actually a it hymn of 20 names of Shri Krishna. It contains the 20 names. But he gives the name of that prayer Ananda Stotram, as like he remembers that what Mahaprabhu have told me, I have to tell everyone, that you have to submerge yourself in Sankirtan. And Mahaprabhu, he himself is speaking about Anandam Mudhivardhanam, uh, that it swells up the divine bliss in your heart. This is the quality of Nama Sankirtan, or Krishna Sankirtan. Hmm. So, Shri Rup Goswami, he gives a name to one prayer which he writes, and that prayer name is Ananda Stotram. And in Ananda Stotram, he is not talking about any bliss. All he is talking about Nam, the different names of Krishna. It goes as says, Shri Krishna Paramanando Govindo Nandanandana Tamala Shamala Ruchihi Shikhanda Kritashekhara पीत कौशेय वसनो मधुर स्मित शोभिता कंदर्भ कोटि लावण्यो वृंदारण्य महोत्सव वैजयंती स्फुरद्वक्ष कक्षातल गुणोत्तम कुंजार्पितरतिर्गुंजा पुंज मंजुल कंठक गांधर्वाप्ति महापर्वा राधा राधन पेशलः. These are the names which he mentions and says iti Shri Krishna Chandrasya Nam Vinshati Sangitam. That these are the 20 names of Shri Krishna. आनंद आनंद आख्यम महास्तोत्रम या प्रटेश श्रृणु याच्य यह सह परम सौख्य मासाध्य कृष्ण प्रेम संवितः सर्वलोक प्रियो भूत्वा सद्गुणावली भूषितः व्रजराज कुमारस्य सन्निकर्ष मवाप्नुयात्. A very beautiful thing has been mentioned. It's he says one shall, this is the name of this prayer which contains the 20 names of Shri Krishna, is known as Ananda Stotra. One who shall recite or who shall hear this great stotra or a prayer which is which is entitled bliss or the Ananda and constituted of 20 names of Sri Krishna Chandra shall attain paramount bliss, not a little bliss, paramount bliss, and shall become endowed with prema for Sri Krishna. He will get Sri Krishna, or the prema of Sri Krishna, dear to all people, and ornamented with virtues, and shall attain nearness to the Prince of Vraja, Shri Krishna. Now, Rupa Goswami speaks what is Ananda. He gives 20 names of Ananda. And then he says, this is the prayer. And afterward, those who can even listen to this prayer or recite this prayer, what will they get? Krishna Prema Samanvitaha. The very first thing, they will get Krishna Prema. So understand this. If you are just doing the Sankirtan of this Krishna Nam, what are you going to achieve? Shri Rupa Goswami says you are going to achieve Krishna Prema. Sarva Lok Priya. Now you will be the dearest to all the people in this world. Sad Gunavali Bhushita. You will get all the, you will be, ornamented with the great virtues or the qualities. Vraj Kumarasya Sanni Karsham Vapnuyat. And then the last thing is, once you get all the good qualities in yourself, you will get the chance to be with Vrajendra Nandan. Now tell me if you will get the Krishna Prema. If you get, oh, everyone loves you and you love everyone, uh, you are decorated by all the good qualities. You get all the good qualities within you. And you get the chance to be with Shri Krishna. Wouldn't that swell the ocean of your heart? Anand Abbuddhi Vardhanam, Krishna is there. He's happy that I am all good. Inside out, have all the good qualities in me. Uh, Everyone loves me, then it means that I'm not actually uh, offending anyone. Uh, and how are you going to get all of this? Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. This is the very beauty uh, of Krishna Sankirtan. People come up and they ask, what should I chant? If you read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit, uh, throughout, completely as it is, no translation, whatever half knowledge you have, still just read it. Uh, You would definitely understand everywhere Mahaprabhu have instructed Krishna Nam, Krishna Nam, Krishna Nam, Krishna Nam. He's not even getting into Krishna mantra. He's not getting into, most of the time, 99% time, if he wants anyone to do the Sankirtan, he says Krishna Nam. In couple of places, maybe he says Hari Nam, but in 98% times, he says Krishna Nam. Uh, Even where he says Hari Nam, he is not talking about Sankirtan. Hmm. If you really read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, uh, it's been mentioned that in the couple of places where Mahaprabhu is doing the kirtan of Krishna Nam, it's been mentioned Krishna, 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 in whichever melody that is. Uh, and that it goes to, then later it goes, Krishna, 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 Rakshamam, Pahimam. uh, it goes later to that extent, but if you really read the scripture as it is, you will see that wherever Mahaprabhu have done the Sankirtan, he always had done the Sankirtan on Krishna Nam. And people come up and they ask, what can I sing? Krishna Nam? Any Krishna name? Any Krishna name. But yes, for sure, uh, Krishna love, oh, Mahaprabhu loves the name Krishna. Amongst all Krishna's name, Mahaprabhu loves a very name uh, of Thakurji is Krishna. If you read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the Anta Leela and all, the whole thing has been mentioned in a very nice way. So, Nam, it has this quality that wherever you are stuck in the Bhakti Yoga and you do not know how to overcome from all sort of defects uh, within yourself or whatever challenges you are facing in your life, if you seriously start to practice the very Shri Krishna Sankirtan, you will start to achieve all sort of blisses. Your heart will be filled with the blisses. With every name, a different kind of a wave will appear and will try to catch Krishna Nam. This is the beauty. Uh, and this is the very quality. If you are stuck, do Sankirtan. If you are facing challenges, do Sankirtan. If you do not know anything about the philosophy, do Sankirtan. Sankirtan is the philosophy. And Sankirtan doesn't mean, because now it is somewhere it is, sometimes it is interchangeable, but we have to understand the Sankirtan means at least minimum two people are sitting together and singing. Singing has that very much uh, power that it can connect you so easily. Uh, uh, you know, with Nam Maharaj, than no other devotional practice can. So it's important uh, for us to focus on Shri Krishna Sankirtan. So I will say my pranams and love to all of you, and today's session of Anand Ambudhi Vardhanam discourse. If you have any of the cautions related to today's class, you can ask here. And uh, I will try to accommodate 3 to 4 questions. Usually, I say that I will only take 3 questions, but I will always end up, or I usually end up taking 6, 7 questions. Uh, who gets unlimited bliss of Radharaman? All those people who sees him. And the unlimited bliss definitely were whoever uh, is whoever is focused upon Nama Sankirtan and serious about Nama Sankirtan. Any other question? Um, no. Uh, I can say yes, but to give you yes, I need to have the quotations ready. And as far as I remember my studies, I don't remember anywhere if Japa can support Sankirtan. Nowhere has been mentioned. So regular Jap is different than uh, than the Sankirtan. Uh, there is a in the Chaitanya Charitamrita has been mentioned and has been mentioned in the many places in the Shastras. There is a Hare Krishna Mahamantras uh, Sankirtan, but uh, uh, but one is supposed to count. It shouldn't be countless. It should be counted. Uh, how can we do a correct Nama Sankirtan, because on Western countries jobs are for 10, 12 hours? Sometimes we feel that we don't dedicate more time to our spiritual process. Uh, Gandharvika Priya. So, so the thing is, it's just not about the Western world. It's in this country also, everyone works 10, 12, 14 hours. Uh, and ask about all the mothers. Uh, they wake up before their small kids wakes up and goes to sleep afterward exhausted. Uh, or taking care of the family. So that's not a caution. The thing is that whenever, wherever you get a chance to do it, it needs the intensity. Our acharyas did not talk about when they are talking about that. How can you attain Shri Krishna? They are not talking about because of the quantity of time. They are saying because of lobha, because of greed. Uh, Greed can bring the intensity and the good quality. Even you are doing it for 1 hour, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, but with the intensity, you can attain it. You can achieve it. Uh, the more dedicated time, uh, for Sankirtan, I usually say this is the very same thing I have spoken last time also, that when you are unable to sing, uh, you know, unable to sing, then do, with devotees, then do kirtan. What is kirtan? Uh, Kirtan means singing alone. Be a bathroom singer or a singer in the bus or singer in the office, doesn't matter. Sing. Kirtan is powerful as well. Uh, and it doesn't need tulsi beads, it doesn't need any sort of dress or where you are and in which position you are wherever you are, howsoever you are, just sing. This is the beauty of sankirtan. So the more time dedicated, I would say it just needs intensity and the greed. And how to attain that greed? By being with the right devotees, uh, not the wrong devotees, right devotees. As I have spoken in my other classes also, uplifting association, the association which uplifts your bhakti, is the right kind of a association, where you're getting a nonsense or people are just talking about stupid things but not focused on the devotional practices. uh, that association is a bad association. Sankirtan is the philosophy, is truly a powerful phase for all of us. My question is the use of modern instruments and party type music allowed in kirtan as it is done by some neo devotees? Will it be as effective as the traditional method? So, uh, when we read, uh, you know, Govind Leelamrit, when we read any Vaishnav Padavali, when we read even Radharaman Gita, all the poets, all our acharyas, uh, they have witnessed uh, all the gopis are singing in eternal Vrindavan. uh, and they have written that in their poetries. Now, a traditional right kind of instruments are mentioned in there. Harmonium is nowhere mentioned. So don't just come up by saying neo, but harmonium is also, tabla is also. Tabla is not mentioned in any of those scriptures or in the poetries. Mridangam is mentioned, tanpura is mentioned, flute is mentioned. So uh, I usually say, is a very common phrase, when in Rome, act like Roman. So when in Eternal Vrindavan, all the gopis are using a one particular type of instruments. Hmm. Uh, if you can use them in your Sankirtan, is good. First thing. Is best, actually, not even good, best. Second thing, there is no rules in there. Uh, so if you do not have those instruments but have any other kind of instruments, that is also okay. See, there's a different stages in the quality. Uh, if I don't have it, I don't have it. If I was always you know, lived outside of India and only had the introduction with the different other instruments, so I will play. I remember, not I remember, in the Western music, I love saxophone. Huh? It's one of my most favorite one, saxophone. And I remember it's been like it been 10 years or so. I wanted to come up with the different melodies. And Jai Jai Radha Raman, Jai 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 Shri Bhattugopal, that Sankirtan. So I was in Argentina. Mm. Who is here? Gopali, she is here, in our conference today. She was there. She witnessed the whole thing. I guess she was a kid, maybe 12 or 13 years old or 14. I can't remember. Uh, so, uh, s- so what? So I remember uh, uh, we went we went to a one our disciples house, and we turned that disciples house into a studio. uh, and one of my disciple, he's no more now, a very beautiful disciple. Gopali, can you just remind Prashant? Sorry, I just forgot his name. Prashant Anuragi. He's two couple of years back. He has passed away. So he's known as the father of reggae in Argentina. So he had, arranged the whole sort of things. One of my uh, uh, the music editor, or whatever the names are, is one of our disciple who was there. So I remember, like, I was pushing more and more. I want saxophone. I want saxophone. I want saxophone. And we never released any of those videos. I still have those videos. Sometimes I listen to them, those tunes. Like, we had so much of the fun in that Sankirtan. And the very beautiful memories of with all our Anuragi and Anuraginis there. So there is no rule which is mentioned that you cannot actually use any Western uh, instruments. That's the very first thing. Second thing is, uh, there are people who do not know any tunes, any melodies. They don't. They don't. So can't they attain Anandam Buddhivardhanam? Arey Baba, they can attain Anandam Buddhivardhanam. If they just do the Sankirtan, participate in the Sankirtan with greed in their heart, they can attain it. So there are different stages in there. The one, but so there is no hard and fast rules. But if you want to make it the best, we talk about the greed is there, but I want to, make the quality better. uh, then yes, I will only use those instruments which are mentioned in the scriptures. I will learn all those ragas which are mentioned in the scriptures. Uh, That will make my quality better. So, no hard and fast rules in Sankirtan, but to make it best, there is a you're doing the harmonium here and thinking, oh, one day I will play harmonium in Nityadham Vrindavan. And now the only thing is, yes, Thakur ji is Samarthashali. He can. I cannot say that he cannot allow you to play the Sankirtan with harmonium, but I doubt on a very same side that all our acharyas have never seen any harmonium or tabla or a guitar in eternal Vrindavan. So either Krishna comes up with a new resolution, and Mahaprabhu again comes back and says, look, we are changing some rules in eternal Vrindavan from today onwards. All the different instruments are allowed. It's fine. But I guess there is a decorum of the eternal Vrindavan, that what is allowed and not allowed. And because Krishna and Radharani, they are the best listeners. They listen to the finest of the finest tunes. The whole ras happens on the best of the best tunes. Uh, the kind of a flute player he is, when he plays his flute, the entire universe, this it stops. So when he's the best of the best player, I doubt sometimes on that that quality doesn't matter then. Now, yes, quality does matter if we become serious with that greed. But if we feel that we cannot learn it, and you in the physical form cannot do it, but if you have that greed in your eternal form after reaching to a bhava stage, and so you will become one of the gopis in eternal Vrindavan, singing for them in the one of the traditional instruments. Okay, there are so many questions. Just a second. I just want to know, what does Anuragi or Anuragini means. Don't know is nah, is not a relevant question here. But Anuragi means a lover who is devoted to Krishna. Maharashri, I'm new to the path of bhakti. How should I start Nam Jap and Nam Kirtan? In which name of Shri Krishna should I start my Nam Jap? Krishna, 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 Krishna Nam, Krishna, any name of Krishna in Kirtan. uh, Maharaji, if someone is a sadhak of Raganoga Bhakti and does dan as well according to Shastra, but due to some reason his bhajan does not become siddh in this lifetime, so will he be stuck in Swarg or other lokas as a result of dan he did, or will he be directly offered another janma of completing his bhajan? Okay, so two things applies here. The first thing applies, if he is a sadhak or aspirant on this Raganuga Bhakti, then if wherever he is stuck, uh, uh, in the Bhakti Yoga, in the earlier stages, and he has not reached to the even the center point of that Bhakti Yoga, Bhava Bhakti, mm, then if he is, let's say, he's dying, and on that very moment, but he has this desire that I only want to attain eternal Vrindavan, I only want to attain eternal love. Mm. Then he will come back again wherever he has stopped, and he will uh, start his bhakti. He will get the better family, he will get the better resources, better guru, he will be focused, better sadhu sangha, he will get all the better things, and wherever he has stopped, his uh, bhakti will start from there. It's like you are in a train journey. In whichever platform you stop, no matter whichever next one is coming, just jump in. So that's the very first thing. Second thing is, if yes, you do dan and whatever, but if you have any other desire apart from Krishna Prem, and Radha Dasyam, then uh, one definitely can go to Swarga, Naraka, and wherever he's supposed to. But they all are temporary worlds. So for a certain period of time, one would be stuck in one of the Swarga or wherever. But once he enjoys that bliss, he will come back again to this world. Today's session grounded me back to the core in this reality fast running life much needed for me. Guru Kripa Ye Kevalam, blessed to learn these teachings in your sessions. I'm happy. I'm struggling with my English classes, literally. I I don't know, but I feel like I'm 20 years back with my English for some reason this year. And when I'm giving a classes, I feel like my English has gone worse. I don't want to give classes in my, in English anymore. I just want to stick uh, with Hindi only. But I'm just trying. As everyone are trying hard to do japa, I'm trying hard to give the classes in English. So, uh, Maharaji, I'm sorry if this is off topic. The saints mentioned in Saints of uh, Bengal, we see most of all doing Sankirtan. But Saints of Raja, we don't see that so much. But they all attend our sweet Lord shelter. We are not at that level of comparing, but I was just curious of the differences in their bhajan. Uh, well, I have never read uh, I have never read Saints of Bengal. The very first thing. Second thing is Saints of Vraja. Uh, if it is Vraj ke Sant, then it definitely captures in Hindi. It captures so many different biographies and every sort of biographies. But in English, I suppose there is this very few which have been chosen and translated into English. But it's a good thing. I will actually have a look and will tell you after what I see in there. And definitely, when the saints of Bengal are more near to Mahaprabhu, so they are following what Mahaprabhu have said. Gurudev, in one of the commentaries of Sripad, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur differentiates between Dan under Karmakand and Dan done to Vishnu and Vaishnava and is under Bhakti. May please clarify if I understood correctly and shed some light. Uh, that's 100% true. But next time when you come with this, it would be beneficial if you bring up any Sanskrit quotation or the verse number or so, then I can talk about that. But this is 100% true. uh, uh, because there are dan of two types. In the karma kand also there is a nishkam dan, and then there is a dan of uh, karma kanda of Vedas, actually, not the karma kanda as such. Mm, uh, because we do uh, you know uh, feed Vaishnavs, but we are feeding Vaishnavs not to get any kind of benedictions and blessings from them. Any kind of any sort of material blessings. We are taking care of them. We are taking care of our gurus. We are taking care of our Vaishnavs, pure Vaishnavs, sadhus, different other types of Vaishnavs. When we are serving them, all we want is Krishna Bhakti. uh, so it's a different type of a dan in there. Uh, but obviously, one sort of dan can take you to Vrindavan, other sort of dan, or to the stage of prema, but one sort of dan will take you to Swarga only and make you the lowest kind of a devata. the lowest kind of a devata, which has the uh, lowest uh, amount of bliss in Swarga. I hope. Oh, I have also a similar observation. Now, please, see, it would be best if you can actually uh, read the Hindi version of that Saints of Raj. That's the first thing. Second thing is that OBL Kapoor. He belongs to Radharaman Dev, Radharaman Dev's family. And if I'm not wrong, he had mentioned many of the biographies which are related or connected with that family. Hmm. I'm not sure who he has mentioned, as I have mentioned that I have not read Saints of Bengal. But I'm assuming here, and this assumption can be very wrong also. So, where if he has chosen, his Guru Badi and his, all different other those sorts of Vaishnava connected with the Guru Bari and so. And maybe he has mentioned and, their biographies and saints of Bengal. Whereas in Saints of Vraj, uh, maybe he has, I literally can't remember which biographies he has mentioned uh, now. I have read Saints of Rest 25 years back or 30 years back in English, so can't remember which one are written in there, but I will definitely have a look and we can discuss about it next time. So have a good night to all of you and all the English listeners. I'll see you on the next Saturday uh, with my broken English and uh, all our dearest uh, Hindi speakers and listeners. I'll see you on the next Wednesday with the last verse of Manhasiksha. Till then, Jai Radharaman Lal, Jai Shri Bhattagopal. May Radharaman bless you all spiritually and materially. Jai Radharaman. Jai Radharaman.